Please don't forget to subscribe. In order to press as a team you have to do things manually. By manually I mean you should change all your tactics to defensive mode. Many players, especially players who are not all that good in FIFA, think that adjusting the tactics to pressure and aggression settings make your team more effective in pressing high up on the pitch. This setting should be done only if you are good in using the left joystick to change cursor and overall you are good in FIFA. Because this technique, since is a pressuring tactic, it brings all you players out of position, and if you are not quick enough to change cursor and control them, the players will move out of position. You may be thinking you are pressuring. But you are not. If your opponent is a good player, he or she will using those spaces and be exploiting them for goal scoring opportunities. Rather than putting your tactics to constant pressure, you should rather put it in a balanced tactics. This way you are able to control almost the movement of your players. On balanced tactics your players do not move out of position a lot, they do rush on the ball to leaving out gaps in your defense. You give your midfielders stay back while attacking tactics. You need to make sure your midfield is strong and compact. Pressuring is all about containment. You need to be able to contain your opponent. You anticipate your opponent move, but you do not overcommit. You go in to tackle for the ball when necessary. Do not overcommit. Change the cursor every second, and as you are changing cursor on your players according to where the ball is, you are positioning your players so that they do not leave out of position, and at the same time you are moving close to your opponent. It takes time to master this. And you need practice a lot. Be playing with the legendary AI. Let me show you how to press with the second man press. In order to use the second man press, whether using tactical or legacy, you press R2 on your PlayStation controller, and on the Xbox controller you press RT. The second man press, when activated, it pops a green light on you player closest to the ball head, which is controlled by AI to automatically rush the ball and tackle your opponent. But I want to let you know that instead of using the second man press to rush your opponent for the ball, you can use it as a means to get your player close to the ball. I mean, you release the second man press button as soon as you close to your opponent. Let me demonstrate what I am talking about. From this gameplay I use the second man press to get close to my opponent. But not to tackle, because some players, the moment they see you have switched on your second man press and they see your player rushing to them, some good players can maneuver around the player controlled by AI. Because these players, when activated, they just rush to the ball. And good FIFA player can perform a skill to bypass the player controlled by AI. Only use the second man press to rush for the ball when necessary. So you can use the second man press to also to close gaps of defense. The only disadvantage of the second man press is when the stamina of your player is drained. The player slows down and stop rushing for the ball. So you take note of this when using the second man press when defending. You should also consider changing the cursor most of the time. When your opponent pass, you change. When he pass, you change. When he pass, you change. Don't use one player to try and press and tackle for the ball. It won't work. But rather be changing the cursor a lot. You can cover space and close gaps. And be anticipating your opponent's move. Don't overcommit. Please don't forget to subscribe. I hope you learned something today. See you in my next tutorial.